Hey, welcome to Art with Mr. O again. Today we're going to have another guest artist or artisan. We're going to talk about a skilled trade. We have a blacksmith today. This is Travis DeWall, and he is a blacksmith that lives in the Stanwood area. And we're going to have him show us some basics of blacksmithing, and then later on I'll give some contact information if you want to ask Travis any questions yourself. Without further ado, here's our blacksmith, Travis.
Hello. Welcome to DeWall's Forge. Today I've just got a piece of metal in the fire. I'm just going to show you a couple of the basics of blacksmithing. And Mr. O may have a couple questions for me as I work. But first off, I'm just going to give you guys a quick little demo. And what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for this piece of metal to turn kind of an orangish yellow color. And once I hit that, I'm going to come over to the anvil and I'm going to start working it to make a little hook out of it, just for a quick demo so you can see what it's all about.
Now this is a coal forge, correct?
This is a coal forge. You could also burn charcoal on it.
Okay.
But you can, when you burn charcoal, you're going to burn through a whole lot more of it. It doesn't burn quite as hot. So generally I prefer coal, but I know plenty of guys that work on charcoal.
Do you know about what temperature the metal has to get or anything? Or is it just by color?
It is by color, but the color is what's showing us the temperature. So I don't have any fancy temperature gauges to tell me exactly, but I know just from studying the colors and everything that the center of my fire can burn around 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow. So just by practice, right? I mean, you just learn to kind of see it.
Yep. And then if you look at your temperature charts and what the melting point of steel is, this steel will melt around 2,700-ish degrees Fahrenheit. So you can melt it in here.
That's pretty hot.
That's very hot.
That's why you got your gloves on.
Right.
Except for that hand over there.
Right. That's my hammering hands. I generally don't wear that on my right hand. So we're right about there. We're probably burning around 2,000-ish degrees steel, 2,000-ish degrees on the steel right now. So it's a pretty good working temperature. So we'll get that out of there.
Wow, that's really glowing.
It's hot. Now I gotta keep my distance. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just hammering this thing back and forth and bringing it down to a point. This is called tapering.
Tapering.
And tapering makes up about 70 to 80% of blacksmithing. If you can make a good taper, you can do a lot of different blacksmithing projects.
And that just started out square, right?
Yep, it's square, and we're just bringing it down to a point. It's like if you were working clay and you roll it back and forth between your hands, it stretches out long and thin like a snake. This is the same thing, but if I tried to roll this thing between my hands,
it'd be very hot.
I'd have some issues. So there's my point.
Then it's cooled down.
Yep. And this is where we get that term strike while the iron is hot.
Oh, yeah.
Once we lose that glow, if I start hammering on it more, I can cause little micro cracks on the end.
Oh, okay.
And if I forge that out with those little cracks, it'll just get bigger and bigger and
more flexible when it's hot.
Right.
So, and then this is a fan that's replacing the old bellows like what the ancient or very old forges had, right?
Yep. They used bellows for a very, very long time until we hit into the Industrial Revolutions and people needed to be able to do things a little quicker.
And this, that looks a lot quicker than pumping the bellows.
Yep. So even so, this is probably around 100 years old, maybe a little bit more.
Wow.
Could be late 1800s.
So that company might not even be open anymore.
This company is long gone.
Wow. So do you do any classes or anything in this, or teach anybody how to do this? I
do. It's been a little while since I've done classes, and I've been getting this new shop set up, but I'm looking to be able to expand into that pretty soon. So, feel free to contact me if you want to be able to take a class or if you're interested. I am trying to get that out there as soon as I can, as soon as the shop is kind of cleaned up and fixed up to where I need it to be.
And you lived, formerly, you lived where?
The Grand Rapids area.
And he just moved into the area, so he's getting his shop set up. That's why he's getting his shop set up now.
Yep. Yeah, so it's been one big project after another, so I haven't had much of a chance to, do any classes yet or anything. But this will be nice with my shop in Hudsonville. It was 10 feet by 12 feet. This is 25 by 50 feet.
This is a lot. I'll give you a quick view there. This is a lot bigger. There's a whole building here.
Yep. So I got lots of room to play. I can do blacksmithing, woodworking, a little bit of everything in here. Alright, we'll take this back to the anvil. And we're just going to round out the corners a little bit. And roll this piece around.
Ah, that's quite sharp.
It's very sharp. And I want to make a coat hook out of this, so that would be a terrible coat hook. It would just pierce all your clothes. So I'm going to take that and roll it around. Make a little circle out of it.
Oh wow! Like Dairy Queen.
Yep,
exactly. Quite a bit hotter.
There, so there's our little curly Q. We call that a scroll.
Oh, cool.
And then I'm going to scroll it in the opposite direction. Should have just enough heat to get this to where I want it. Gotta straighten it out a little bit. There. So now if I were to punch a hole in it, I could hang it just like that. We'd have a nice fancy hook that's not going to poke holes in your clothes.
Awesome.
And I'll do one more step just to show you kind of the quintessential art style of blacksmithing, the twist.
The twist. And Travis has got a tool right on his bench here. It's got a twist in it.
Yep.
He's going to do something like that.
And that's got a leaf on the end too that's wrapped around. So that's just,
there.
Yep, that's
Oh
just
yeah, on the handle there, yep. Oh, he's made a leaf out of it.
Yep.
An actual leaf. I thought you meant just that was a term. That looks
Nope.
like a tree leaf. Yeah, that's
a
cool.
little decorative touch to it.
Huh? Cool.
But everyone wants to know how to do these twists because it's just that cool element that you don't see a lot.
Like the wrought iron fences or something.
Right, exactly. And it's really not that complicated. It's actually easier than tapering. So again, we just need to add air to the fire, get it nice and hot.
So how many years have you been doing this?
Well, I started when I was 14 or 15, and I just turned 27, so
Well over 10
it's been a
years.
while, yep.
Yeah.
And it was never something that was just a passive hobby for me. It's something that I just got so invested in, I would do it all the time.
Is it really expensive to start up like in your own little forge or?
Yes and no. It kind of depends. You can make a lot of forges and stuff out of scrap iron. The basis of a forge is you need something solid to hold a really hot fire, and you need some kind of airflow. So my first forge that I built was a brake rotor from a car with some...
A brake rotor from a car.
Yep. So brake rotor from a car was what my fire pot was. You can see here, this is a fire pot.
Yeah.
This is one that I've welded up. I welded this whole forge together. But...
And obviously it can't burn or melt.
Right, it's thick enough. It's got to be thick enough metal. So brake rotors work okay. The one that I used worked for 5 or 6 years before it started breaking apart. So it did a pretty good job. And basically it was a brake rotor with some plumbing parts and then a hair dryer for air supply.
Oh, there you
This
go.
is one of these because I couldn't find one of those. It can take
Right.
a lot of research and just
Well, those
connections.
aren't at Walmart, right?
Yeah, there's maybe one company that still makes something similar to this.
Wow. Gotta improvise.
Right. So now I've got this piece nice and hot and ready to go. We're gonna bring it over to the vise. We're gonna clamp it where I want my twist to end. And then I'll just clamp the other part where I want my twist to start. I'm just gonna bring it around for one rotation. You can see I'm really not even putting that much effort into this. just like so. But you have to work it somewhat quickly. So
Yeah, I can see it's getting a lot darker
yeah.
already.
There we go.
And then down towards here, you'd put a loop or something or a hole for
for
there's
this.
your coat hook.
Yep. And you could do any other kind of decoration depending on how big you wanted this to be. A lot of times with these, I'll cut it off around here and I'll forge a leaf on the end, and then I'll just drill a couple holes. to
And the
hold it
leaf
to a
will be
wall.
the bracket. Yeah,
Yep.
that's cool. Incorporate it in. Okay, well, that's about it, isn't it?
Yep.
There's the forge. And
That's our demo.
we got a vise and some wrenches.
Yep.
We got the
Blacksmith.
handles, the blacksmith's friend, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you gotta have that, right?
Absolutely. It's
Nice.
very hard to work. I've tried to work on bricks when I first started, and they break apart pretty quick.
I bet. And this hole going through the wall, once that gets heated up, the smoke just naturally goes out right up the chimney, right?
Yep. Yeah, this is a side draft forge, so I didn't have to poke a hole in my roof and risk any leaks. So
Okay, well, Travis, thanks for showing us blacksmithing. And again, you guys, if anybody's got any questions, we're going to put Travis's website on the end of the video or in the email. And you have a website at DeWall Forge, is that it?
yep, it's dewallsforge.com, and then I'm also on
DeWallsForge.com.
Facebook and YouTube. You'll be able to find me as DeWall's Forge or DeWall's Forge LLC.
And it's DEWALL, right?
Yep,
Okay.
that's it.
Well, thank you very much, Travis.
Thank you guys.